Asmongold protecting his queen, Pokimane. Name me a more iconic duo. You can't.
Pokimane responds to the price of the cookies.
Like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags.
That's obnoxious. I have seen this clip. And people are telling me, by the way, still, that even in American prices, $7 for a bag of cookies is ridiculously expensive.
That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway, when people...
There's so much wrong with this. There's so much wrong with this. Especially after Pokimane took the high ground and saying, getting the bag when you already have a lot of money is so cringe. It's just so cringe. If you have money and getting more money is cringe. And now she's selling way too expensive cookies to people and calling them poor for not buying them. Now that's classy.
Are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies.
Is it? Yeah, so like obviously that's really bad, and like it's super out of touch to say that. It's dumb as fuck to say that. I don't know why she would say that. Like I have no idea why you would say that. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I don't see the logic, because like this is the thing, right? She doesn't put herself in a bad position whenever she does that. She puts everybody that works on these cookies with her in a bad position. Because now
I mean, Pokimane just can't do anything wrong, can she? Oh, saying that is not out of touch. It's not bad. She's actually not putting herself in a bad position. She's putting everyone else in a bad... Are you for real?
Now she's created a bunch of negative PR for this company and these people that work with her.
Oh,
and so like whenever you do something like this, it's not like, oh, well, you're just going to get a bad clip or whatever. Now you've created bad PR for your company that you have, that you have people that have, you know, they've pursued this opportunity.
No one cares about that stupid overpriced company.
With you in order to make money, to build a career, to try to do something different, etc. And you put them in a really bad spot. So I think it's kind of selfish to do something like this, right? It might make her feel good to say something like that. It definitely probably felt good for her to say something like that. Because like some of the criticism that she got was like, I would say it was an 11, right? And it should have been like an 8. It was a bit over the line.
Of course. Dude, he's still making excuses for her. Oh, you shouldn't actually criticize her that hard. Now, this doesn't impact her. People who attack her are actually attacking everyone else but her. Keep in mind, that's why you shouldn't attack her, because actually you're attacking everyone else. You know Bob, who works at the company and packs those cookies, and he doesn't even know in which company he works? Bob is the one who's actually suffering. You're actually attacking Bob. And you don't want to attack Bob, right? So don't attack Pokimane. I mean, we have reached just, you know, simp transcendency right here, boys. Asmon, stop. She's not gonna sleep with you if you white knight her.
But the truth is
that,
like, you just can't, you can't go out and say this shit, right? You just can't. It makes everybody look bad. Oh, when are we getting OTK cookies? One true cookie? Probably. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So, Shane, XQC? Nah, if XQC had said this, people would have been pissed off. People have been pissed off no matter what. Now, I think obviously there is a way you can say something like this, and
people would be way less upset if XQC said it, because XQC has not put himself up for years upon years upon years upon years upon some kind of magical moral high ground. He's not the guy who said it's cringe to try and get money when you already have money through despicable means like, you know, selling roughly 4 times overpriced cookies or something like that. Now, that's Pokimane. And now she's calling you poor for not buying them. See, this is why you never say that getting money is bad. Because the moment you have the ability to get money, you usually go for the money. And then what happens? Well, you're a hypocrite. That's what happens. It's easy to say... It's easy to say that you're not gonna take the money. It's easy to say that you have morals and whatnot. But when there's a paycheck worth millions right before you, and you're broke, and you don't have money, it's kind of hard to say no. It's kind of hard to say no to that. But in this case, it's worse because she already has millions in the bank. She has more millions in the bank than was offered to her for this deal. So this just makes it worse.
Because, like, yeah, this is the situation. I do think that, like, no, because, like, look, bro, like, think of how many, look.
Okay. I'm listening.
DSP begging for money. Look at this. Look at all of them. Look at all this.
It's good.
There's a whole industry for this shit.
Yeah, but yes. But on the flip side, DSP never said that he's not gonna beg for money. DSP never claimed that he doesn't need donations. DSP is the exact opposite. He's claiming that your donations are vital. He's claiming that his life is in your hands if you don't donate those $10.
Shit, she's not e-begging. It's not the exact same thing. But what is the same is that people hate content creators that talk about money and get fixated on money. That's the goal. That's the point. People hate XQC for that because he shows like the watches and shit like that. People hate Hassan for that because he bought the house. People hate Pokimane for that.
By the way, this is a completely double-sided coin. On one hand, you have the people who are, just flaunting their money. And then on the other hand, you have, millionaires like Asmongold who try to pretend that, they don't even spend money. I mean, there are literal... There was this great meme about this. Admittedly, it has nothing to do with streamers. It was about the French president, Emmanuel Macron. Or Macron, as we like to call him. And he went on national television to talk about how everything's going to get better. It's not actually that bad. And, the people are going to be able to eat and whatnot. And when he went on, and when he did that interview, he forgot to remove his, like, $20, $50, or $100K watch. And you know what he did? He noticed that he still has it on, and then he just like, whoop, and there was no watch. He removed the watch mid-interview because he understood it's a bad look to talk about people and struggles of life and not having money while wearing a watch that is more expensive than most people's houses. So, this is constantly happening on Twitch. Some people pretend that they have all the money for clout. Some people pretend, like here. Some people pretend, like Asmongold, that they have no money, they spend no money, and that's pretty much it. Which is a blatant lie, by the way. They all spend money, they just hide it.
For this, people hate this I think it was Bad Bunny for saying that you should be able to afford a sub if you're watching every day. People hated Invader Vi for it whenever she said it. Like, it's just... Every single time it happens, people get pissed off. $30 for 14 ounces of dry cookies? Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea.
Those cookies also look like super small, by the way. It really doesn't look like there's a lot of cookies in that cookie bag, by the way.
Oh, I hate Pokimane because she tries to sell $28 cookie and gaslight you into buying them with the broke boy sentence she can choke on. I mean, that's a bit much, right? I mean,
oh, no, don't say bad things about her.
Listen, what I'm trying to say here is that, like, whenever you talk about this kind of stuff and you start arguing with your audience and, like, trying to fight them and all this stuff, like, at a certain point, I guess I can go ahead. Let's talk about a little personal story here. Let's talk about a little bit of a personal story.
Personal story?
With
it's not going to be OTK.
Who remembers the Starforge announcement?
Yep.
With me in the suit. at the presentation desk. Remember that? Who remember?
Not gonna talk about anything, actually bad, like, OTK and all the scandals that they have had about the hard adverts and things like that. Gonna talk about something super minor.
What is that?
You see? Duplicity at its finest.
No, I remember that.
Nope.
Now, how well did that announcement go?
I have no idea.
Didn't go too well. And we had a meeting that night, and we discussed the feedback. And the truth is, while we thought that we had good value, and there were people like, oh no, this is actually fine, people understand it, etc. You have to remember one of the core values in selling. The customer is always right.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of stupid shit.
And if the customer feels like they're not getting a good deal, then they're not getting a good deal. So we changed everything. Why? Because the customer base wanted that.
No, it's because StarForge is currently overpriced garbage, You can buy 2 computers of equivalent power and for just one price of a StarForge PC, as much as I understand. And at the start, it was even more expensive. Okay? The customers are not always right. It's just, they did such a blatant ripoff at the start that no one wanted to defend them. Well, actually, as he says, some people still want to defend him. Oh, no. Asking 10k for something that probably is worth, in actuality, 1.5k, is good. You can keep it. Simps ruin the world.
Perception becomes reality. That's right. So sometimes if people think something is too expensive, it's too expensive. That's it.
Oh boy.
Because you're monologuing, didn't she try to market it as an affordable health food? I don't know if she said affordable. I don't remember if she said that. She marketed it as a health food, but not as an affordable health food.
True.
Yeah, I don't remember that part. Customers 90% wrong, but you need customers, so you adapt. Well, you have to meet customers' expectations. It's not that the customer is always right, more so that you have to meet customers' expectations in certain things, because that's what the customer expects to see.
Or maybe you don't sell things that are overpriced 15 times the actual value.
That's it. It's perceived as value. Yes, exactly. Let me look at this. I think health food would be a flop since it's expensive. Customers are wrong, but you have to make them think that they're right. The customer is always right is led the Karen culture, but yes, you need to sell a good product. Karen culture is not really what we're talking about here. And it's hard, right? Whenever, and this is the truth.
Oh, jeez.
Is it's hard whenever you think that you're in the right and everybody else thinks that you're wrong. But you have to understand that your position in this situation is different than your position as a content creator. You are not the king looking out over your subjects. You are a merchant that is trying to get people to come to your booth and buy your doodads. You know, whether this is a t-shirt or health food or computer, whatever it is. So you have a totally different relationship with the people that you're interacting with. And different types of selling and different types of argumentation and persuasion don't work in this avenue. Like, you can't use a femdom argument to get people to buy cookies. It just doesn't work that way. So
I don't know
do it.
about that one. A femdom argument probably works selling everything.
Huh? Don't huh me, I'm right. I'm fucking right.
Man, this conversation is so deep that it's just, wow.
If I wasn't, I wouldn't be looking at the tweet.
What does that have to do with
You'd
anything?
be surprised.
I can look at the tweet if I'm right, wrong, or asleep, bruh.
The example. Yes. We're speaking about customers as a whole, not individual, possibly unhinged person being right. Yes, exactly. Whenever you say the customer is always right, it doesn't mean that a customer is always right. It means the collective of customers are always right. So yeah, whenever you say if you're a broke boy, just say so. I mean, like, this doesn't really... It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't, because like you one of the reasons why is because the cookies aren't a status symbol. Because so like people don't buy the cookies to imply that they're not broke. People buy an expensive car to imply that they're not broke. People buy an expensive phone or expensive clothes or something like that. And if you said if you're a broke boy, just say so, and you're selling a luxury brand, it makes sense. But you're selling a health food.
He's kind of almost onto something here, but you need to understand, the only difference between a brand and a luxury brand is pretty much price. That's it. That's literally how it is. Tie a ribbon on something and sell it for 10,000 even though it's worth 1 penny. Same thing. But the price determines is it a luxury brand or not. There's nothing else that actually determines is it a luxury brand or not.
It's the wrong kind of persuasion and messaging. That's just how it is.
No, her cookies are definitely a luxury brand. They're marketed as healthy, vitamin D, and blah blah blah. Yeah, they're definitely a luxury brand.
And whenever you say something like this, you put everybody that works in this company at risk. You hurt everybody. It's very selfish to say something like this, and it was a huge mistake for her to have done it. I know, obviously, you want to say your piece.
Okay, I kind of get... Okay, so this is so stupid, okay? When he Okay, so this is what he actually means when he says you put the people working at company at risk. He's talking about saying stuff when you represent the company and damaging it, aka damaging its profits. You're not. He is very, very specifically meaning only that part about this conversation, and he's just saying it. Oh, you're hurting the people, as in the people are gonna get fired. That's kind of implication there. Okay, when you're hurting, when she's saying this, she's hurting the brand because it's gonna get less sales because people are not gonna like it. That's what he's trying to say. It really has nothing to do with hurting people or whatnot. Now I understand that he talks about it more in this context.
You want to get your
which is, by the way, completely just out of this world. The stupid thing. How do you talk about something like this from that context? Like, how much of a absolute manlet and mouth breather you need to be to do that?
Voice out there. You want to go and, you know, like, fucking set the record straight. But sometimes it doesn't matter if the record is straight, because you are a servant to the customers. Remember how you serve the customers. You're not a streamer. It's just it's a totally different mindset you need to have. And it's hard, man. It's hard to fucking have to deal with that.
No, it's not. Actually, it's super easy.
To swallow your pride and deal with fucking people that are talking shit about you, that are misrepresenting things. It sucks, man. But you have to do it, or you're not going to make any fucking money. They're not misrepresenting. I think that it's... my personal opinion is that I don't think...
If someone misrepresents your product, you deal with that, not ignore it. That's first of all. If... again, trust me, I have worked in government, I have worked in big companies. Bruh, these big fucking companies literally care about a Facebook post that got 3 upvotes and says, oh, I didn't like this brand because of X. Whatever department is responsible for X has to deal with it and explain why that is not true, and then someone replies to that tweet. This is what companies do. No, he's completely wrong. You deal with misinformation about your company online, okay? Now, if you're an influencer, that's a little bit harder, probably. Haven't dealt with that, but on average, no, you deal with all the misinformation that it is out there because you don't want misinformation just spreading around your company. You deal with that stuff. Elon Musk is currently suing however many people because of that. Like, no. He's completely wrong. You 100% always deal with misinformation. You don't swallow your pride or anything. You deal with it.
Think that we should categorize things as scams unless they are mislabeled. I think a scam is whenever you buy something and you think you're buying one thing and you're getting something else.
Yeah, exactly. Her cookies. They're not... They're technically healthy because they don't kill you when you eat them, but they're not actually a health snack. They still have a shit ton of sugar. They have still everything bad in them. And the vitamin D that you get from them, I want someone to actually do the math. I could do the math. But how much vitamin D a day does a normal person need to absorb milligrams? And then you can just see how much vitamin D is in the cookies, and then you just divide how much of a vitamin D a person needs to get in a day to be healthy, and divide that with the amount of vitamin D the cookie provides, and then you see how many packs of cookies you need to eat to actually get a reasonable amount of vitamin D in your system. My guess is you need to eat probably like 50 packs of cookies to get your daily minimum intake of vitamin D from her cookies. And that's not good. That's really bad.
That's what I consider a scam. I think this is overpriced.
Oh, yes,
and I think that, like, people...
Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo wasn't also a scam. It was just overpriced. You know, people bought it, and, you know, then he took the money. I agree. Logan Paul was also not a scam. Also, this, please tell everyone how this is Pokimane's first time doing bad things. And the first time an influencer does bad things, we obviously forgive them.
Saying everything is a scam devalues what a scam is. It's just overpriced, that's all.
It's a blatant
it's just as trashy, condescending, passive-aggressive as always. Yeah. Doesn't understand why some people don't like her. He does. You have to understand he has a job to do. Well, what? Like, if I say something bad about Pokimane, like, I'm going to get, like, what? I'm going to...
Yeah, probably. She's friend with a lot of your people at OTK. She probably knows a lot of dark secrets that you probably don't want exposed. Yeah. There's a reason why big streamers never talk anything bad about other big streamers, because that usually just leads to very, very, very bad things.
To get banned? No, I'm not. What are you talking about? No, I've said plenty of negative things about her.
Not
and
really,
positive.
no.
I think that I am the...
I said... And positive. Poki. And a lot of positive things. Pokimane, please. I have said so many positive things about you, baby girl.
Only person who's fair.
Of course.
Because most people either defend...
Dude, you need to understand that this is not... He's not faking this. He legitimately thinks that he's the only person in the world who is just, fair, and non-obstructed by, well, I don't know, anything in life to cast this judgment. This guy, he's legitimately, by the way, insane. Well, not really, but you know, you get the point.
End her no matter what, or attack her all the time. And they don't look at any context. I am the only person who's actually fair.
As always.
All right, Bill? No, you cap it all you want. But I genuinely believe that I'm the only person who's fair. I'm getting
that's
high
true.
on my own supply, maybe. But
that.
I'm being serious. Only? Well, I don't know. Maybe there are other people out there that are fair.
Maybe.
I think there probably are, right? Sure, yeah. But like in terms of people that are like popular making content about this, I think that I'm one of the main ones. But why is it okay for the goblin to say the equivalent thing, ironically or not, and her saying it? The goblin.
Excuse me.
Which goblin? Is this mine goblin? Like, what is this? Like, goblin these nuts? We talking about XQC? Well, what do you mean XQC? Remember whenever he posted that picture with him and all that money after that person, like, and he got absolutely rinsed for that. People were fucking furious. that he posted a picture of the briefcase full of money as a response to that guy who made the bullshit tweet. And I massively defended him because I thought he was in the right. I did. Because he wasn't selling anything. But yeah, that's...
Wait. The problem is that you're defending everyone. You're defending everyone no matter what because they're big streamers. Oh boy.
Basically what my perspective is with this kind of stuff is that I think this is a huge mistake to do. It's dumb as fuck to say this.
Yeah,
and so
but that's
I
not
hope
an
anybody
attack.
who thinks that like somehow like I'm not allowed to criticize Pokimane or some fucking bullshit. No, this is dumb as fuck. Should have never said this.
That's not a okay, you need to understand. Saying dumb as fuck is not a critique of Pokimane. That's a critique of the action. He's just saying that her action bad. That's it. That's not really critique nowadays, okay? Saying jaywalking is bad is just saying jaywalking is bad. It's not a critique of the person jaywalking. It's just saying that someone is jaywalking. Do you understand the difference? And saying what Pokimane did was stupid is not a critique of Pokimane. It's just saying that that was stupid. Those are completely two different things.
This is awful. It hurts the entire company. I understand that there are people out there who believe fairness and context is a bias because they believe so strongly in what they think. But please, give me the benefit of the doubt that I will always try to be fair. And in the cases where I'm not being fair, I usually just try not to talk about them. Because, like, I know the person or some other reason. I was breaking Clara down, that's why I say that shit. Yeah, I understand how she feels, for sure. But it's still a bad decision. Yeah. Tries to insult the critics, saying math is hard. Yeah, I think that's only part of it. Like, the overpricing is only one element. It's also the fact that the cookies seem to be, like, almost the same as another type of cookie.
Almost the same?
Yeah.
He saw the last video where he saw that they are exactly 1-for-1 the same.
You're not taking a moral standpoint, you're just pointing out that it's bad marketing decision?
Yeah.
That's because morality is usually... Everybody has a different version of morality. So if you want to talk about morality, you're really just talking about your opinion on things, aren't you? So, like,
almost true, but the point is you're not even going there. And if you're not going there, you're not actually critiquing her.
Opinion, like, whenever you're trying to sell something, you're either selling it or not, right? So... I find those to be more interesting conversations than just like what's moral and what's not moral. Because there are oftentimes people just grandstand with that and they have like some perspective and it doesn't really make sense, but that's it. Tell me 14 grams per sugar is not healthy, but 8 grams is. I don't know that. If you think that her saying it's a health food is a scam, I think that you could be totally right in that accusation. Because saying something is a health food is a specific statement. And if you're right about... I don't know enough...
Did she actually say that it's a health food? Because I don't think she ever did. She said it's healthy. And she implied it's health... Well, no, she didn't imply. She said it's healthier than... she didn't say it's a health food. She said it's healthy and healthier than other cookies and whatnot. Which still makes it bad.
About it to have that opinion. Like, I don't know. What's wrong with bad marketing if she chooses to do so? Is that a crime or something? No, and she can market her company however she wants. She can sell her cookies however she wants. It's not her company. She can do anything that she wants. There has never been a point in this conversation where I am discussing her ability to do it or not, or whether she should be allowed to do it. She should be allowed to do whatever she wants. She's a free person in a free country. Isn't that a great thing? But the truth is that, obviously so am I. She's from Canada? Oh, yeah, okay. So that's basically, like, China, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I actually have no idea what the laws are over there. Yeah, it's a free country. Yeah, well, at least over here. Over here, it's a free country. All right. All right, brother. As a pharmacist/apothecary, this is false advertisement. It's not a health food. Okay. Let's talk about that just for a minute because a lot of people are trying to, talk about that. I think that advertising your food as a health food whenever it's not a health food I think that health food should have like it should be a defined term, and there should be like criteria that a health food needs to meet. And if it doesn't meet that criteria, it should be illegal to advertise it as a health food. That's my personal opinion. Now, what is that criteria? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know. But I find it to be very problematic that somebody can say that something is a health food with no actual, like, no context to it, right? Like, there's no objective, like, reason why you can say that or not.
He's still not gonna call her out on doing that. He's just... Again, this is how he deflects from the situation. He doesn't talk about her actions and the things that she says or why she says them. He just deflects and says, "Oh, I don't like things being called a health food without being defined," or blah blah blah. Again, he's never gonna call her out for calling it a health food. This is pure deflection. He's taking away the person from the argument. He's completely sanitizing the argument as just a separate thing.
The FDA does that? Yeah, I just don't know if it qualifies as that or not. It's fucking cookies? Well, yeah, but like I'm sure there are cookies that are health foods, right? I know a lot of people want me to take a stance on this, but as I said before, I really am not educated in this and I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about it in a general sense. Play the
Yep, we already know that.
video again? Yeah, sure.
Anyway, that's it. Wow. Dude, she's not gonna sleep with you. Stop.